I'll begin right over here. And these bricks have to be pretty much just gray. Think something like that. It's not exactly the same texture, but it's close enough. I of course start with a storefront because that way we can put like a shop inside later. However, actually, I just changed my mind. I think instead we do this. On the front, we'll just put 2 of these arches so you can actually walk inside. Or is that a bit too big? I am afraid I'm gonna have to be sticking with the same very boring roof techniques again. Because, well, there are these super steep, super tall roofs. Fill up the entire thing like that. And unfortunately, wood was the closest thing to the texture we need, even though it actually makes no sense. I don't think this is gonna look all that great, but I suppose we're gonna have to see. And then we've got the fun part again, closing up the entire front at this weird kind of angle we've got going on. I am just not loving the color. Maybe that's it. How about something slightly lighter and more brownish? Like this? Or is that a bit too much? I don't know about this. What I do know is we can probably use these windows we made previously to recreate the tiny ones on the side. Just have to replace them with the other kind of rocks, stones. And since we've got a few new window designs, let's try those instead. Here you go. Pretty sure this looks a lot better. And even adjust the height to match that. There you go. Now that does look, I do like that. And all we gotta do is just flip that over to the other side. And we'll do, I'm guessing 2 on each row and then 2 rows, probably like this. I'm not sure it's 100% accurate, but I do like the way it looks. And that is pretty much more important. Actually, never mind. That is ass. Instead, I think we just need some more stuff on the roof, like those chimneys and the other windows, just filling up the whole thing. Yes.
A few moments later.
Okay, so that doesn't look amazing, but it's the best I could do. This game is really not making it easy for us to create accurate detail. But I suppose that's the best I could do for now. Oh, nice. This is making me think though. How about a tiny little balcony on here? We have already established it's not that accurate anyway. Hoping we can do is go to facilities and choose like any sort of food stall and put that inside.
12 seconds.
Big change of plans. Instead of the counters, we'll use the actual shops because I'm practically losing my mind here. Either I don't know how this works or it doesn't properly work. You can only put these on the size of the path. You can't add them to buildings. You can't do anything with them. And you can't put them exactly inside the shop front, so I'm not sure how you're supposed to use that anyway, but whatever. This will do fine. Actually, no, whatever. Fine. Actually, no, yeah, no. Let's ditch my original idea and just put them on the front. I simply cannot be bothered. Here you go. No problem. That looks a bit plain, a bit boring, but I guess we can decorate that. I'm not loving the way these look, but for a start, let's put these on. Some trash, put these on. Some trash bins is also really important, as you guys know. Do we already have new ones? A hat shop, I guess, would be kind of fun for a Harry Potter area, along with balloons, I guess. This whole, so I think this is fine. Oh, look at that. We've got customers, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this will actually draw some more people here. That was kind of the idea. Is this down somewhere? I'm guessing maybe we can put one of them right here on the path. I have an idea for that, don't worry. I'm just not sure if it's gonna look nice. We'll see in just a sec. And it does. This is really starting to look, finally. I was worried. I'm not gonna lie. I was worried that this was gonna look ass, but it's fine so far. Look, I'll just grab it like this. Move it around to about here so it lines up with the path. Would that be nice? Maybe a bit further back, actually. And we continue copying these windows so they... Oh, I think this might just look pretty sweet. And move this a bit further here so it makes sense. The only problem is the roof's connecting here. Either it just continues... let me have a think. I could always try is hide this edge with trees or with something else, so you just never really see it. That I could try that. It's a bit of a cheap fix, but it could work. Look, what if we just grab one of these kind of trees and put that in between here to completely hide the fact that this building is actually non-functional. There you go. Is that nice? It's very nice. In general, we do need some more greenery here to fill up the empty spaces anyway, so it's pretty good. And what would be absolutely perfect now if this fits a toilet stall. So let's see. Yes, please. Yes! Now that is pretty perfect. And all that needs is one of these. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I'll just go with this. Much easier, makes more sense, simple. Just covering that up entirely. Very nice. Whatever we should do is add a ceiling in here, because otherwise you can see a hole. Yeah, that is quite nice. What is that? By the way, just now I put a staff building over here so we can have some staff, more of them. In general, I definitely want to add some more wall space. We can add these two, but I likey. Only problem is this. Let's first just make this a bit lower because oh, there you go. There's wood inside. I almost forgot. Okay, well, that's actually great. For now, wall that goes all the way down here, and that just happens to be almost exactly in the middle. Good thing we can just grab this and spin it around to make it exactly perfect, as if it is made for it. Which it is being made for it. There you go. Much better. Yeah. Now continue building the house itself, the building. And I'm hoping this time we can just put these arches in here. Does that fit? Oh, that fits easily. We'll need a sign saying keep your hands inside the car at all times. Or are we just gonna pull a Fantasia land? I think we can. Only thing I'm not sure of is how are we gonna make this look nice. Here you go. I have to stop saying here you go. It's actually getting out of hand now. Yeah, let's do one of those, I guess. Let's just pray that actually fits. It does. This is nice. Dude. Okay, that's lovely. I mean, it looks a bit strange. Add some of these fancy windows to really spice that up. Here you go. For an... Oh, that's nice. Not the right color though, but no issue. We can just pick whatever else we want. Simple wooden structure around it. But don't worry, these aren't going to be complete wooden supports. Not again. Not because I don't want to, but because that is just not going to fit. Let's make it tricky part, and I am not really sure how you're supposed to do this. Is connecting it to the actual track. Right now, I just made a tiny little construction, but I don't think this is how you're supposed to do it at all. Because as you can tell, it is a little bit wonky. Look, like this... This cannot be right. I don't know how this works. I've never actually made proper realistic custom supports in this game yet. Also fun, this highest part is right above the ground, which is either gonna block this building completely and just be in the center here, which is not ideal. I guess there's only one way to find out though. Let's put this where it should be, which I guess is then right about here. Probably the worst spot imaginable. That is not, that is... Ugh. However, I may have an idea, and I'm not sure if it will work. What if we tried starting it on the building itself? It's not straight, but given these two supports seem pretty sturdy, we might be able to get away with this. We'll try. We can even disguise it as kind of part of that building like that. Does that look... That does not look sturdy. That looks like it could come crashing down any sec. Well, let me just get rid of this. Distracting. I don't know. I feel like it could be possible. Hold on, I have an idea. What if we copy kind of disappears on the backdrop of the castle? Let's do this instead. It's not ideal, I gotta change everything now, but I feel like this might just be worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, however, unfortunately, I do think I'm gonna have to split this episode up into two. Underestimated. This has literally taken 20 times as long as usual. I have once again underestimated how long this kind of stuff takes. I am happy with the way it looks. It's a bit messy. I do think it's a bit messy, but who knows what we can turn this into in the next episode. From here, it does look sweet, like this. So, yeah, for today, however, I do think that is then pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell not to miss a single future... Hey guys, video, and then I hope I'll see you in the next episode of Building Benny's Movie Park.